All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Yashim, Yahweh Shai by Yashim, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutation unto the hopeful elect, the 1/3 of Yasha Allah, upholding the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. Peace and salutation. This is the brother Bakwasha, and just want to go over a couple scriptures, a couple precepts that came to mind just meditating on the downfall of this society as it was prophesied in the scriptures, because these temples made with hands, okay, there's no dwelling of Yahweh by Shemiyah in them. Religion is a creation of Esau, the so-called white man, as a snare unto the children of Israel. However, the hopeful elect will not fall in subjection to the lies, the deception, the deceit that has been promoted all across the earth by Esau, the so-called white man. And so that spirit of prophecy, which is the testimony of Yahweh Shai, is what the hopeful elect are now and have been teaching our people and really ushering in the downfall and destruction of Babylon, aka America. So I'm going to start here in the book of Amos, the 9th chapter in the 8th verse. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Shemiyah Shai, are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saying the Lord." And those eyes of Yahweh Shemiyah Shai are the heavenly angels, okay, the messengers that see everything in which Esau, the so-called white man, has done. And that reminds me of a precept, because Esau believes that all of the things in which he's done are not going to be viewed, because he may do it in a secret society. He may do it underground. He may do it in a covert scenario where it's behind the scenes. But the eyes of Yahweh Shemiyah Shah are upon this place, man. He has had it in his crosshairs from the very beginning. This is Isaiah 29:15. "Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us?" So there's nowhere that any of these heathens, especially Esau, the so-called white man, can hide all of the sinful things in which they've done, okay, all across the earth. And that's why, pursuant to 2 Thessalonians in the 2nd chapter, it talks about that man of sin, the son of perdition, being revealed, okay? This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 49. It says, "As Babylon, aka America, hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth." Because this is that sinful kingdom. And just as Esau, the so-called white man, said, race it, even to the foundations, okay, that's exactly what prophecy is saying about Babylon, aka America. You've caused our people to fall, to go against the Holy Scriptures, or at least 2/3 of our people, right? So now, because of that, and all of the atrocities in which you've done, okay, Babylon shall fall. All the slain, Salakia, Salakia, let me read it verbatim. It says, "As Babylon hath caused the slain of Israel to fall, so at Babylon shall fall the slain of all the earth." Why? Because this place had been a golden cup that had made this whole earth drunken through the lies, through the deceit, through the sinful nature in which it promotes. Okay? This is Psalm 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Okay, so these Babylonians, these Edomites, have always celebrated our downfall, the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Verse 8 says, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Because across the globe, no one has done more oppression than Esau, the so-called white man. Scripture says in the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it talks about how he cannot be satisfied and is as death. Scripture also calls him the border of wickedness in the book of Malachi. So everywhere in which Esau, the so-called white man, has gone, not only has he slain, oppressed, okay, and murdered, okay, but everywhere he goes, he creates more and more wickedness. That's how religion was created, to go against the righteousness and prophecy of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that's why this place is going to be destroyed. Okay? This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 11. It says, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. For his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. So once again, ancient Babylon versus modern day Babylon. Modern day Babylon has not been destroyed. That's why prophecy is the words in which were spoken before those things were to happen. Because America has not been touched, okay, pursuant to Isaiah the 47th chapter, which is part of the reason why it's so proud, okay. But those arrows are going to be the thermonuclear ICBM missiles, man, okay, and it's going to be shot from all the other countries across the globe, okay, Russia, okay, China, all of these other heathen nations, okay, are going to take full advantage of Babylon becoming weak, pursuant to Isaiah the 14th chapter. Okay. But all of this is in accordance with prophecy to destroy this sinful kingdom off the face of the earth. Okay. Let's jump down here to Jeremiah 51 and 20. It says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers, and I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So once again, judgment is coming to Babylon, aka America. And the only people that are going to be spared is the hopefully elect. Those that have that mark of exemption, okay, pursuant to Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, and the fourth verse on down, okay? And I'll read verse 25 as well. This is Jeremiah 51 and 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. Now, pursuant to Job 9 and 24, and I'm just going to bring that out real quick, scripture says the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. So who is destroying the whole earth? The wicked. Who actually has reign over the earth? The wicked. And who, by process of elimination, has complete control? What nationality, what race of people has complete control over the finances, over the legislation, over the military? Just by process of elimination, it's Esau, the so-called white man. That is the wicked. Okay? It says, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who created all of these religions like Christianity that has spread across the four corners of the globe, which has caused everyone to be in a stupor and to not even worship Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. They're worshiping Christ. Christ is Greek. Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, Salaki, Yahushua is an Israelite. Okay, from the tribe of Judah. Once again, Christianity in itself is man-made. Okay, that's why these holy scriptures only apply to the hopefully elect, the children of Israel. Okay, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. The ultimate judge is Yahushua, or Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, to Yahushua, to the judges of the earth being Israelites. Okay, the hopeful elect, who are going to judge in accordance with the holy scriptures. It says he covered the faces of the judges thereof, basically telling us that we are black, that we're colors, that we're bywords and proverbs, right? Iconoclasm, okay? Portraying Yahushua as being a so-called white man. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Someone across this globe, okay, is the wicked. There's a group of people, there's a lineage, there's a heritage of the wicked. And guess what the wicked would be doing? They will be creating a sinful kingdom, which bows and mows, okay, pedos, right? Transformers, right? All of these scenarios are being promoted by who? That's why the scripture says, if not, where and who is he? Because these are identifiers which prophecy give us, which is the reason why it's so easy to see who the wicked is of today, and the reason why this place is going to be destroyed. Okay, back in Jeremiah 51 and 25, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. Microplastics, okay, the jump shot, which has nanotechnology in it, okay, which is now overriding the system and the structure of your DNA, in which Yahweh Shem Yahushua had created people to be. Life in itself is being destroyed, okay? The Amazon is being destroyed. Vegetation is being destroyed. Barium oxide is in the air. Nanoparticles are in the air. Smart dust is in the air. 5G is everywhere. There's shedding from people that took the jump shot. The whole earth is being destroyed, man. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks. See, those rocks are indicators of Petra, okay, which are in the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, which is in a south region of Russia. See, these are identifiers of where the wicked comes from, okay? Cave dwellers, okay? There's a reason why you see Esau, the so-called white man, always in the mountains. That's his heritage, okay? But not only mountains, okay? Rocks, cavemen, okay? Dwelling in caves. That's why it says, and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain, because mountain represents government, okay? Structure, okay? Those that are on high. So this whole structure system, Babylon, aka America, is going to be torched by thermonuclear fire, those arrows in which are spoken of in the Holy Scriptures, okay? This is Jeremiah 50 and 29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, do unto her. For she hath been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Okay? The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. What are some of the attributes of the wicked? Pride against Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. And thinking that Yahweh by Shem Yahushai didn't see us or didn't see them. That's what we had read in Isaiah 29. It said, who seeth us? No one is going to judge Esau, the so-called white man, for putting the children of Israel into captivity. Bet again. Revelations, the 13th chapter tells you, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And this is the patience and the faith of the saints. Verse 30, Jeremiah 50 and 30, therefore shall her young men fall in the streets. See, that same thing in which you've done to the children of Israel is now going to be done unto you. And all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. When you have 200 million ICBM missiles detonating here on Babylon, aka America, all those mighty men, all of those services, Air Force, Marines, Green Beret, Yellow Beret, Raspberry Beret, none of that, okay, will be able to stop this judgment. And this is the message in which we're telling Babylon, okay? Because as we started out, Amos 9 and 8, behold, the eyes of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. There it is. That sounds like a favorite. Sounds like favor. Saith the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. House of Jacob is going to be saved. Within that house, there's going to be the hopeful elect. But the sinful kingdom is going to be torched. Okay? Proverbs 15 and 3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. So every work Yahweh by Shem Yahushai is going to judge, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Okay? And this place is a sinful kingdom, man, and only promotes evil, rebellion against Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Okay? And we'll wrap up on this. This is Obadiah, verse, the day of the Lord and the future. See, once again, it's talking about prophecy. This is Obadiah, verse 15. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, is near upon all heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. So all of that oppression, torture, captivity, slavery that was done unto us, Scripture says, happy shall he be that taketh thy little ones and dasheth them against the stones. Because you were happy when you fed our babies to alligators. You were happy in the transatlantic slave trade. You were happy during the British Dutch India trade. You were happy. You've been happy the whole while. Now, the children of Israel, the hopeful elect, will be happy as well when this place is destroyed. Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. Once again, this Mount Zion, this Jacob, whoever these people are, it sounds like they're going to get some type of, exemption. Because the scriptures talk about it. Okay? But it's only going to be for the hopeful elect. Okay? Those that haven't bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Okay? Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So once again, Esau, the so-called white man, you're about to be evicted. Okay? And your eviction notice is the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai letting you know what prophecy says. And that eviction is going to come in the form of thermonuclear ICBM missiles rocking this place to and fro like a drunkard. Okay? So through the Spirit, just wanted to cover that in accordance with prophecy, letting Esau, the so-called white man, and the rest of these other heathen nations know, and 2/3 of our own people know, okay, judgment is nigh. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai is rendering judgment to Babylon as we currently speak. And it's only going to escalate, just as it was in ancient Egypt. Each of those plagues became worse and worse and worse until ultimately Egypt was destroyed. Just like Babylon, aka America, is going to be destroyed. So, Lord will, this was edifying for the elect. And until next time, Shalom.